Hi, my name's Angel, and the two questions that I chose to answer for this assignment is one of them was what types of power do you have as a student, and how does that source of power influence communication with other students, professors, and administrators? And the second question I chose was what goals have you developed for yourself in your career and or in your workplace? What motivates you to reach these goals, and in what ways does your motivation differ from that of other people you know? So, for the first question, I see myself having two different powers, one of them being reward power and the other being expert power. For reward power, I kind of see that as me on the receiving end, as the one receiving the power. This is because the reward that I would get is, like the effort that I put into my assignments as a student, and my reward is the grade I get from that. And so that's how I think I fall under the reward power for that one. And then for expert power, I think because I have more knowledge in a certain subject, like since I'm studying finance, I would have more knowledge underneath, the business area compared to a student who's studying, like psychology or health. So that's how I would fall under the expert power category for that one, because I would have a little bit more knowledge in something else compared to someone else. And how this power influences communication with other students, professors, and administrators is that any of these people could come to me for advice with anything, because I since I'm more knowledgeable in a certain subject, they would come to me just to learn a bit more. And then with professors or administrators, for me, I could ask them questions to further my knowledge about something specific. And so, yeah, that's my answer for the first question. And then for the second question, which was what goals have you developed for yourself in your career or in your workplace? What motivates you to reach these goals? And in what ways does your motivation differ from that of other people you know? So for the first part of the question, some goals that I've developed for myself in the future all revolve around me being able to better myself, being able to further myself, to look out for my future self. That's basically all of my goals are revolved around that, something that is just going to benefit me in the future to make my life easier and to be able to do the things the way I would like to do them. And what motivates me is a big motivation, I would say, is my family and other people's expectations of me. I believe that keeps me very grounded, and it allows myself to be held at a higher expectation for myself, because I don't want to let other people down, and I also don't want to let myself down, which when I'm able to hold myself to these high expectations, it makes me feel more proud and more achieved once I'm able to reach these goals. And for the last part of that question, how my motivation may differ from other people is that everybody has different goals, and everyone is not going to have the same goal in mind. So that's how we're going to differ. And also people's sources of motivation, they're going to have different things that motivate them to be able to reach their goals. And that is all. Thank you.